Yeah. Yeah. All right. Whew, the sun's right in my face. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to episode number 964 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live today, once again from the San Francisco Bay Trail here at Bear Island in Redwood City, California, where I live. It's about, what did the temperature gauge read? 57 degrees, 56, 57. When I stepped out of the car, with a slight breeze, about maybe 3 to 5 miles per hour. And I'm out a little bit later today than expected. It was quite a long day. My girlfriend Dawn and I had a long day with doctor's appointments and other appointments, other stuff going on. So I was just able to get out on a walk. And today, we're going to be inviting you. My girlfriend Dawn and I are going to be inviting you to have an interview with us. And we're going to talk more about what this interview is going to entail as the show progresses. We're going to wait for some more people to pop on in. Thank you so much to the 11 people that are already here. I will say, I've been receiving quite a good amount of emails lately regarding my previous few shows that I've done on my walks here. And I want to thank everyone that's been emailing me and sharing their positive thoughts and very closely related experiences as I've been talking. And because of that is why I decided to do this show today after, talking with my girlfriend Dawn, and we figured this would be a phenomenal idea to bring people on that have been involved in YouTube drama or have been a part of YouTube drama content creators, a part of their audience, a part of the audience of the YouTube drama content creators. And we want to hear your experiences. We want to get your perspective because, and this is something that just hit me today. It hit me today. Actually, it hit me as I was driving over to the trail. And I'm like, what is one of the biggest things the GNA is about? And it dawned on me, the GNA is about perspective. And we want to get your perspective on the views. We talk about the principles. We want your perspective because it's not always going to be the same as ours or other people that have experienced similar things. But we want to hear your side of things. We want to know how similar things that have affected us have affected you. And if they haven't affected you, why was it so good for you? So we want to interview people about YouTube drama. Now, some of you might say, hey, Eli, I thought the GNA is not about drama. No, we're not about drama. We're about squashing drama. But the GNA is about personal development and the key principle or part of personal development is personal improvement. We're about personal improvement. And if we can't help you identify things that are affecting you from improving yourself, then what good are we to you, right? So if we can't discuss the terrible, shitty things that people go through, how can we help you identify them and rise above them to become a better person? In essence, once again, for you to personally improve, right? The Genuine Networking Association's business classification code is personal development. We teach personal development / personal improvement. That's what it's all about. And one of the best ways to help people improve when sharing our stories is getting different perspectives of similar situations from other people, especially other people that have dealt with similar people or similar types of people out here on the YouTube platform. My girlfriend Dawn and I are going to be recording episode 1 of our brand new podcast, Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast. I'm going to be recording it this Sunday, and it'll be released on Wednesday. And it's going to be released every Wednesday. Sometimes we might do 2 episodes a week, maybe 2 or 3, if it's warranted. But we'll do at least 1. And we're going to talk a lot more about this on episode 1. We're going to be talking about, bullying and harassment, how it's affected us. We're going to talk about how, when I met Dawn 3.5 years ago, we've been together for 3.5 years. We're going to talk about how I was just figuring out YouTube trolls and the court of public opinion. I was figuring out how to deal with it, right? My skin was getting tougher and thicker at about that 3.5 year point of me doing this. And that's when I met Dawn 3.5 years ago. And now I've been doing this for 7 years, the last 3.5 with her. And how she really has loved the vision that I've been trying to create out here because her vision is similar as mine. And she wanted to support me. And I told her, I said, you know what? These people are going to attack you to try to get to me. We have some crazy people here. You got to have thick skin. And she said I can handle it. And initially, everyone thinks they can handle it, including me. I couldn't handle it at first. Neither could Dawn. No one can really handle it because it's unlike anything you will ever experience when you first go through it. But because I'd been through it, I coached Dawn, I prepped Dawn, and even that was better than nothing. Trust me, it could have been much worse for her if she wasn't prepped. But even with her being prepped for 6 months before she started doing content with me and then I revealing her identity publicly as a public figure, it still took a toll on her, right? It took a massive troll. It took a massive toll on her, not troll. Maybe that too. It took a massive toll on her. But now, she's been doing this for 3 years. The first 6 months of our relationship, she wasn't involved. She got involved 6 months afterwards. So she's been doing this for 3 years. And she's pretty much now at the same level I was when I finally figured out that, hey, you know what, these people, don't let them get to you, right? Don't let them affect you, right? Let them talk all the shit they want. Let them put all the memes out they want, right? Just let them roll, right? And now she's at that point. And she's going to share on this podcast what it took for her to get to that point and what she thinks about things now. Right? And she's going to give you her advice along with myself giving you my advice. If you want to become a creator or if you want to run an online business, here's what you're up against and here's the best advice on how to handle it. But on top of that, on future episodes of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast, we want to bring you on to share your perspective. We want to bring you on because we want to hear what you have to say. Because what you have to say is not only as important as what we have to say, it's actually more important than what we have to say. You know why? Because you are the people we are serving. And if we're going to serve you and help you personally improve yourself, right? We are going to value what you say as even more important than what we say. Because in essence, and I'm not trying to downgrade anyone by saying this, in essence, you are the student, we are the teachers. We've been through this. We want to help you get to our level, to the point of where you can help teach other people how to work through this too. Right? But in order for us to help you, we need to hear your things, your experiences, how things made you feel. Dealing with YouTube drama, joining groups behind the scenes that were forcing you to do things you really didn't want to do, but you felt forced to do them because if you didn't do them, then you'd be kicked out of the group. Right? It's kind of like the same stuff Donald Trump is doing to people today in his administration. Right? If you don't break the law or violate the Constitution when Trump asks you, even if you're a part of his own Republican Party, he'll do the same thing he did on The Apprentice a while back. You're fired. That's all he'll do. He'll fire you illegally and then have to hire you back like he hired all the federal employees back. Over the last few days, he hired all the federal employees back because a federal judge found him and Musk were doing that unlawfully. They were, and unconstitutionally. You know, it was just ridiculous. Now you have a bunch of federal employees that are coming back to work and also going to get 1 month of back pay for sitting on their ass at home. Right, and these are the same two guys, Trump and Musk, that were saying, well, you know, we want to get rid of these jobs where people aren't doing anything. Well, now because of your stupid ass mistakes, you have to pay them by law for doing exactly what you initially set out to fire them for, which was not the case. These were hardworking and are hardworking civil servants. You want to talk about waste, fraud, and abuse? That's costing us more money than any money these people supposedly have saved us. But anyway, that's my perspective. It's actually the truth, but that's also my perspective. I should have probably put my gloves on. It is a little bit chilly. It's just pretty windy. That's why on the way back it won't be as bad. Yeah, it's interesting where all those people that were here just went. I didn't promote this stream. Yeah, it's a Friday night. I go live without promoting this. I just went live on the fly. And one of those people has a simulcast going already. and it's 3 hours later where they're at, right? So we're looking at it's about 9 something on the Friday night, and these people are waiting for me to go live. That's how, and we're going to talk about you, right? We're going to talk about you, and we're going to bring on people to share their stories about you. Mark my words. If you want to keep going back to the days of where I said the N-word by mistake one time and calling Barbara a bitch, which was nothing but the truth, right? Where I called Mr. Buddy, who's a Hispanic man, I called him the N-word by mistake because you yourself antagonized me to the point of doing that when I was less experienced on this platform. If you want to keep on doing that, that's fine, but we got stuff coming, right? We got people coming. We got people coming that are going to speak their experiences, right? And we're about to turn this thing around here at the GNA and shut this shit down once and for all with these pathetic restreamers. 2 of them are in Florida. Go fucking figure. Right? Right? We're going to surpass you with views and subs and all that. And you can continue to simulcast and you will be overpowered. But you're not going to like what people are going to say about you. Right? And again, you want to play the same old game you played to try to stop us from talking about you. You've been talking about us all this time. So guess what? We're going to get everyone to come on and share their perspective of why a man that's 39, almost 40 years old, that recently just moved back into his mother's house, will rebroadcast every stream I do. Why an almost 60-year-old woman in Florida does the same thing. And they're all part of the same group. Because there's a group of people that used to be a part of our network here that no longer are a part of the network. We removed them because they were causing issues. So that 39, almost 40-year-old millennial saw that these people were getting banned, and he went one by one and contacted them and basically created the Coach Eli. I was Coach Eli back then, not anymore. He created the Coach Eli hate group and then started rebroadcasting the streams for people that couldn't chat here. He's like, come over here, I'll steal Eli's content and give you a place to talk shit about him when he won't. Right? So now we're going to bring our own people on, or even people that used to be a part of your group or groups, and we're going to have them talk about their experiences. They're going to share stuff that also has happened behind the scenes in Discords, right? The Melas, crazy shit that happens in these Discord groups that these creators don't want to attach their name to, right? Yet they're actively a part of it. And that's why those people are even showing up behind the scenes, because they want to see that crazy dumb shit. But then when they're called out, right, when they have a leak in their Discord group and they're called out publicly and these creators, you know, are shamed for it, then they go cry wolf, boo-hoo, you know, I don't deserve this treatment. Of course you fucking do. Of course you do. You don't want people bringing down your shit show because that's all you feel you're worth, right? That's the truth of the matter. It is. I'm lighting up people. This is something that we wanted to do. Now, this is not all we're going to do at the GNA, but this is where we're going to start, because this is where the current audience is at. This is where the current audience is at, and this is how we're going to break through this. On top of some other things I mentioned yesterday regarding legal aspects, go back and check out yesterday's stream, and you'll hear more about that. By the way, Tia, if you come here anytime during this show, I'll repeat this, but just in case you're not here today, I already publicly thanked you and privately thanked you behind the scenes. Thank you for your $50 super thanks on the live stream replay of yesterday's show in the comments section. We appreciate that. Don and I appreciate your $50 super thanks donation through the YouTube Google system. Much love. God bless you. So, and I've had like I said, I've had many people reach out to me already that want to not only come back, but also want to actively participate, and they want to talk, right? Now, these interviews are going to be pre-recorded because there are two things I have to protect during these interviews. I have to protect people's, at least their last name, and in some cases, I have to protect certain people from even being mentioned at all. And the people that, we're not going to mention who those people are. If we do a show and certain people are mentioned, I will edit out those portions. I will not edit out any context of anything said on the show, but I might cut out any portion where someone is mentioned that I want to protect and not talked about because certain people are not involved, and other people want to involve certain people just to create more chaos, and I'm not gonna allow the chaos. I'm not. So yes, there will be some editing. Nothing will be taken out of context. Nothing will be AI. But you got to understand one thing. When you're talking about these people like the 39 to 40-year-old millennial, this other woman who's almost 60 in the same state as the millennial Florida, another person that is in Louisiana, these people want to find any reason to flag you down or shut you down, whether it's on YouTube or your actual business. These people are so angry and bitter, and they got nothing better to do and nothing else to be proud of than trying to attack and shut down legitimate, decent people's YouTube channels and businesses, right? So what we do is we take the proactive approach here. We will let you come on. We will let you speak your mind. But if you mention last names, and if you mention certain people that we don't even want to talk about, some people think that there are certain people involved, and they're not even involved. We're going to keep them out. We're going to protect that, to protect the channel as well. But we're still going to get the point across. You will still be able to have your say and have your opportunity to face any people that you feel have wronged you on this platform. Now, this is not only just open to YouTube drama through the groups that have infiltrated what Dawn and I have been doing out here, my girlfriend Dawn and I have been doing. This is open to any drama group on YouTube because they're all the fucking same thing. And we're only going to do we're only going to do 3 out of the 3.5 miles a day. I'm going to turn around before we curve off to the right to go to the observation deck. Yep, the time has come. You know what? In this world, you only get back what you put out, right? You only get back what you put out. And that's just the way it goes, right? I can promise you folks this, wherever you're watching this, whether it's here or elsewhere, right? I can promise you this, that the content that Dawn and I create pre-recorded, by the way, which will be highly, highly susceptible to copyright infringement. It'll be pre-recorded, and we will be watching how people use that content, and we will be filing copyright takedown notices for anyone that uses more than 5% of the content. So if you want to do a fair use review of our podcast, if it's a 1-hour stream, take 5% of it, right? And what's 5% of 60 minutes? About 3 minutes. Take 3 minutes, chop it up, and you better do some fucking commentary more than the actual content you use. And no problem with that. You use more than 5%, of those videos, those podcasts, you do the whole thing, and you'll be definitely receiving a copyright takedown notice. And if you file a counter notification, we will be filing a federal lawsuit against you in a federal court. That's the truth of the matter. So, we're just putting it out there, right? In this life, what goes around comes around. Karma has no deadline. I've been saying that for years. You mess with the bull, you'll get the horns, right? We've been working very hard here at the GNA Network to provide you great content. We're here to uplift you. We're here to inspire you and motivate you to become the best version of yourself that you can be, right? That's what we're here to do. And we have not been able to do that because of the things people have done. So now we're going to tackle that head on with people that have actually been a part of those groups. Okay? Now, here's another thing, okay? Here's another thing that Don and I are willing to do. Okay? If you want to come on anonymously, you would still have to use your voice. So maybe you're someone that's been a part of one of these groups. Maybe you're someone that's been a part of one of these groups, and you've never shown your picture and they've never heard your voice, but you've participated in their discords or their live stream chats, or you've donated lots of money to them, right? We're willing to do an anonymous interview with you as long as we know you're real. We will protect your anonymity. And you have our word on that. You have the word of the Genuine Networking Association, GNA LLC, a limited liability company. You have our word on that. We are a legitimate company that abides by all state, federal, and any other regulations. Local, state, and federal regulations. We abide by all that. We will protect your anonymity. But we need to know you're a real person, so we're not wasting our time with someone that's just trying to put something fake out there, right? And that way we can go to our audience and say, hey, we know this is a real person. They want us to protect their identity. So they're only going to come on by voice. No problem at all. None. Zero, zilch, zip. Okay? So if you are interested in being interviewed by Don and I, pre-recorded on our new podcast, Don and Eli Take on the World, please email me. The email will change soon. This email will always be active, but I'm going to have a shorter email at gnanetwork.com. Sorry, at gnanetwork.org. It's not active yet. So for now, use Elias Melas at genuinenetworkingassociation.org. That's Elias Melas at genuinenetworkingassociation.org. The emails will in the description, okay? It's also in the About section of both of our channels here, including this one, GNA2, Genuine Life Personal Development. If you go and access the channel from a laptop or desktop, if you go on your phone to the About section, the email is not there. Actually, I think I may have it listed there manually, but when you go from a laptop or desktop, you can go to the email section and see it that way. So email us. And here's something else. We are not willing to interview any creators that have profited from our content. If you have made one single penny on a rebroadcast or using our content, if you have made one single penny, those two creators in Florida, you're not welcome and you wouldn't come on anyway, and we wouldn't want you anyway, right? And any other creators in the past, they know who they are, that have made a lot of money rebroadcasting and using large portions of our content to be profitable, you are not welcome to apply. Do not apply. Do not waste our time. If you email us, we will continue to block you from our highly protected from spam email servers that are managed by AT&T and another company that AT&T subcontracts with. Because there's no point interviewing people that are just doing stupid shit to make money using your content. We want to bring on the fans or former fans of theirs to see, why would you support a group like that, and how do you feel now that you got in the way? What was it like being a part of that group, right? And no, we're not going to pay you. We're not going to offer you anything. We want to just share your story. And we would also like to be your new support group that truly cares about you for more than just your money. But no, we're not going to do what these people do. Oh, yeah, we'll pay you to trash talk Eli, right? Or something like that, right? We're not going to pay you to trash talk these people. No. And we're not even looking for you to trash talk these people. What we're looking for is your perspective of being an active member of the audience. What drew you in initially? Did they love bomb you at the door? Did they make you feel all gushy and mushy inside, right? Did they lead you to believe that you were going there for one thing, like Trump does to everyone now that he's in office here in the US, and then once you get there, it's a bait and switch? Because that's exactly what the millennial guy has done. Right? They all bait you and switch you, right? Because all these creators do is they go on other people's live stream panels, right? They infiltrate them. They intentionally start talking shit because, you know, what's going to get people's attention to want to check out your channel more than anything else? It's negativity, right? So you got the little millennial dude. Well, he's not that little anymore. But you got the millennial dude, the 39-year-old millennial, almost 40, going around on other creators' live streams, infiltrating them, and intentionally trashing them. He doesn't really think anything bad's going on, but he knows how to play the game of, how am I going to get more people to come check out my channel? I'm going to go and be extremely controversial. I'm going to go and be an asshole, a pretend asshole. That's what this guy is. He's a phony pretend asshole. He has to pretend to be an asshole to make money on YouTube and have any fame on YouTube, because if he was running his channel normally, no one would tune in. At least that's what he thinks, because he sells himself short. And he's had many opportunities over the years to turn that around. We want to know how you feel about that. We want to know how you feel about it, right? We want to know how you feel about creators like him. It doesn't only have to be him. It could be anyone that's doing something similar out here, right? We're ready to have people come on and talk about these topics, because now we're set up to be able to handle this and do this the right way and bring you more perspective, right? And again, we've had an abundance of people reach out already, and it's only going to continue to come back, right? Because here's the thing. The G&A has never been about hurting anyone or stealing anything from anyone, right? But all we're doing is taking back what's always been ours. We met a lot of good people out here on this platform, and they were sucked into the vortex of fake instigated shitty drama, right? And these creators led these innocent people that used to be a part of our network over here on my end, right? These creators led these people to believe that I'm a bad person and so is my girlfriend Dawn, when all we did was make a few mistakes on a live stream, right? They blow things way out of proportion, right? And then they go back 5-6 years and try to rehash clips of things, you know, that were taken way out of context, right? Right? Some of these creators even try to use those clips. They try to use what they thought happened on those clips in some court cases, right? When they didn't even know about my existence 5 years ago. Like, that's how far some of these people will go, because without having someone like myself, like, I'm their victim. I'm sure other of you have been victims of other creators, right? And you're like the highlight of their channel, right? Right? The reason why this is happening is because you are someone that not only these creators, but a lot of their audience looks up to and admires, right? And there's nothing wrong with looking up to and admiring people that are in a better place than you. And it's not that I'm trying to come out here and throw it in your face that I'm a better person or in a better place than you. No. That is the truth. I am in a better place than you, and I am happier than you, but that doesn't mean I'm trying to knock you down. I'm trying to help you reach that better place by removing you from the biggest problem, being a part of these drama shit show groups. So we want to interview you and ask you, why did you join these groups? How was your mental health like before you joined these groups? Did you join these groups because your mental health was going down the toilet, and you needed support, and you figured that if you connect with a group of people that are struggling mentally at the same level or regarding the same things you are, you think that somehow you're all going to be able to conglomerate together and feel better about yourselves. That may be true, but what you're not realizing is you're not tackling on the underlying issue, and that never gets resolved. And then you have people like the millennial guy and this woman and the other woman in Florida. They're both in Florida. What these two creators do is exploit your mental illnesses. They exploit the fact that you folks are all struggling with your mental health, right? And instead of being more positive and creating more decent content, they suck you further into the rabbit hole of drama, depression. They take advantage of your mental illness. That's what they do. Florida is full of whack jobs. Hey, Honky Tonk Man, how are you doing? Yeah. There are whack jobs everywhere. Listen, to be fair, Honky Tonk Man, there are whack jobs here in California, but when it comes to YouTube creators, there are an abundance of whack job YouTube content creators out there, right? Right? So here's the thing. To the people that are in the audience following these creators, right? We want to know, again, why did you join the group? And obviously, if you're going to be speaking with us, you're probably no longer a part of the group. Why did you leave the group? How long were you a part of the group for? Right? What do you think you're going to get out of it, and what actually happened? We want to hear your perspective. Now, I could tell you, almost with 100% certainty, let's say with 99.9% certainty, I could pretty much almost predict why everyone that has left these groups left them, right? But let's leave that up to you to share your story, right? And your story is not only going to allow you to be you and allow you to liberate yourself from all this bullshit and feel free and feel like you're worth it, you're also going to be helping a lot of other people that are struggling with the same thing. You're also going to inspire and encourage them to join us and to come share their story here, with my girlfriend Donna on our new podcast, Donna and Eli Take on the World. Thank you so much to the 13 people that are here, and to those of you that are on the Millennials simulcast over there. Okay? We invite you to come over here to watch the podcast, because we will be flagging his, if he uses more than 5%, or even if the other woman in Florida uses more than 5% of our podcast, we will be flagging those. Those will be pre-recorded, and I'll be sitting right there waiting for people, watching the copyright match tool on YouTube, and immediately filing takedown notices. And when they file a counter notification, we'll sue them in a federal copyright court. We're going to bypass small claims court. And we're going to ignore all threats. We're going to ignore all stupid shit, because it's just the same old shit. That's all it is, right? I'm going to threaten you, Eli, if you copyright strike me for using large portions of your content that affect you from running your business, right? Because the moment I stop restreaming you, my whole audience goes to you, Eli. Do you understand that, millennial dude? To you folks watching out there, do you understand that if he were to lose his internet connection, if any of the people that simulcast my streams here, our streams, do you realize that you would be over here watching me? You would. You say you're not, but you would. Because you want to hear what I'm saying about the future of interviewing people that have been a part of your group, that have left the group and are ready to talk. You would be here, right? So in essence, you're not there supporting him. You're there supporting me, but you're paying him because you all have this false sense of hate for myself, because that's what you've been groomed by this millennial dude and other people. You've been groomed to hate me for what? For saying some things in the past that you folks have made the same mistakes, right? And I compared to the millennial and other creators, compared to what they've done, I've done nothing. These people have done way more real life shit, right? These people have gone real life, and they've written lines, they've crossed the lines, right? Yet this is the funny thing about you people. I don't cross the lines or even ride lines. Yet in my eyes, yet in your eyes, I'm the bad guy. Right? All the illegal stuff that's been done by these creators, and you folks know they've done illegal things to try to make content on me and seem superior to me on YouTube, right? You all know they're breaking the law, but you're giving them a free pass because you're so insecure when you compare yourself to me, that you let them get away with murder, right? And it's very obvious. So we want to hear from people that were once a part of these groups, right? We want to hear from people that were once a part of these groups, and we want to hear, hey, is your feeling and theory the same as what I just said? I bet it is. I bet it's pretty close, right? And here's the thing. This dude could be running his mouth right now, putting up rainbow penises and braziers and all that. Florida has the highest amount of people on psycho. Are you talking about like drugs? Are you talking about illegal drugs that affect your psyche? Yeah, we're going to get Robert Reese involved too, his wife Amelia. We're going to be doing some shows, Don and I, with them. We've got a lot coming. prescription drugs. Well, yeah, they're mentally ill. They are. In my opinion, let's be clear here, because I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a psychology degree or anything. What I have is common fucking sense. And in my common sense opinion, this is not a diagnosis. In my opinion, a lot of them are mentally ill. They have serious mental illness. That's why they can't stop. Dude, that's why this guy can't stop rebroadcasting, because he has mental illness, in my opinion. His mental illness is not allowing him to move past this and create something that comes from him directly. He has to always steal from other people to have something to create, and that's not an original creation. And he knows it. He knows it. But somehow he convinces himself that as long as he's making money, no matter what he's doing, even if he's stealing from other people, that's all that matters to him, right? So that speaks mountains, right? Right, Honky Tonk Man, or anyone else that's here? That's okay, one by one. One by one. We're going to knock this into next year. Trust me on that. These groups that you see right here are not going to exist, right? At least creating this type of content. They're not going to exist. Trust me. Give it a month or two. When you see where this podcast goes and where the future of the GNA network and our alliances go and our collaborations go, just stick around. If I were you folks, honestly, if you want to have a place to go to and be accepted, reach out to me right now, eliasmelas at januarynetworkingassociation.org. Let's set up an interview. Let's talk about it. Because eventually, you're not going to have this outlet anymore. It's not going to be feasible. CHP has someone pulled over on the side of the freeway over there. I see the flashing lights. I'm going to pull off to the side here for a second. Looks like the freeway's moving quite well. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't worry, dude. Your fame and the other woman's fame in Florida, it's all coming to an end. You know? It's going to be incredibly hysterical when people that you, millennial dude and the other woman in Florida that constantly do the rebroadcast, it's going to be really funny when the people you thought were truly supporting you were never there for you. And maybe both of you are smart enough to realize that and just trying to squeeze every last little penny out of the situation before you know it all implodes. It's all going to be imploding, right? Because the only bargaining tool that these two creators have ever had are empty fucking threats, right? That's all they do. They threaten you when you try to protect your own content, right? When you want nothing to do with them, you know, when all you want to do is create your own content and have nothing to do with them, and they make you the highlight of their day every day, and then you take the rightful legal action you have to protect your content, they threaten you. Well, if you don't remove this copyright strike, I'm going to release Greatest Hits Part 100. And we're going to hear Eli use the N-word again that he said by mistake to a Hispanic man by the name of Buddy. By the name of Joe Buddy, right? And then we're also going to release that he called a woman a bitch by the name of Barbara. When in reality, she is. That's exactly what she is. So we're going to keep releasing that shit and then trying to amp it up against some mentally ill people in the audience and say, is this how a life coach behaves? Number one, I'm not a life coach anymore. Even if I was, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? I could ask you, is this how a human being behaves? You regurgitate the same shit for years and years and years, stuck on stupid on the same person, right? Right? You're going to talk about my girlfriend's supposed blown out cervix? You're going to talk about the Safeway parking lot? Who gives a shit? What more are you going to say? We'll say it for you. We're going to devalue all of your stupid shit we already have. Right? Right? Okay? You want to talk about us cosmetically, man boobs or whatever? Who gives a fuck? Right? We don't care. We own that. Okay? We own everything. And Don and I, we are taking order and action in our own private lives to better ourselves. And over the course of time, that will be seen. In the meantime, normal, reasonable, decent people are not going to try to belittle you on stupid cosmetic shit when your content is good and helpful to people. Only people that are in a shitty mental state and fucking hate themselves will do that, right? Yep. And I'll tell you this. I would never, ever, ever, ever even give the time of day to any people like you guys or Barbara or Joe Buddy or anyone. But if I had the opportunity to do it all over again, I wouldn't change a damn thing. I wouldn't change a damn thing. I might think twice about saying the N-word because, honestly, I have a lot more respect for African Americans than I do for Caucasian people, and I'm Caucasian, right? And everyone has used a racial slur or said something derogatory that they didn't mean, right? So if we're going to keep on trying to use past clips that are 7 years old now, 5, 6, 7 years old, if we're going to use those as a bargaining chip to bail you out of copyright infringement, those days are done, right? We've all had moments. I've had moments, right? You've all had moments, right? Here's the thing. All you're trying to protect is the only way you can make a little bit of consistent money every now and then. You're trying to protect that. And you're going as far as trying to threaten people to release past clips or fake instigated drama on them and clips out of context, thinking that it's going to ruin their life, right? And the only person that can ruin my life is myself, right? I want you all folks to understand, you as your own individual are the only person that can ruin your life. No one else can, right? People can say whatever they want to say about you, especially on the internet, right? It's up to you if you want to value it or devalue it, right? And in the past, I made a big deal about it because I was inexperienced on how to handle this shit online. I have a lot more experience now, and my girlfriend Dawn and I would love to help you through our now expertise level of experience. learn to better handle these situations. We also want to help you get out of bad situations and become a part of good situations. It's a beautiful night. The air is clean. I want to help you folks learn to better take care of yourselves. I'm not saying I'm all that. I'm 51 years old. And I'm not trying to show off. I'm just saying, here's what you'll get here. I'm 51 years old. And I feel I look and feel a lot better than most other 50 plus year olds out there, or even 40-year-olds. Have you seen some guys in their late 30s look older than me? They're scruffy. They're way out of shape. They're not trimmed. Right now, I use Just for Men. I have a little bit of gray. It still looks good when it's trimmed with my gray, but I use Just for Men because that's me. I want to have that younger look, and I love that. It makes me feel better. And you know what? That's just myself. I love it, right? But I'll tell you what. If you other people out there, I'm just putting this out there and let the audience decide, right? You take a picture of me at 51, of the 39-year-old millennial and the, 58, 59-year-old other woman out there who hardly ever shows her face, right? And listen, let's be reasonable. Who's in the best shape and who looks the best for their age? I'm just saying, why would you want to support people that are not going to help you get ahead in any way, shape, or form? All they're going to do is basically put a Band-Aid on your issue. They're trying to entertain you by trash talking other people they look up to, right? And they try to tell you things about these people, including me, that are not true or highly exaggerated because you people are mentally ill and you're allowing this guy and other creators that are preying on the vulnerabilities of your mental illness to believe in that, right? And then these creators are able to convince you to donate some of your money. How many of you people are on SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance? I bet half the people in these drama groups are on Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI. Basically, SSDI is like Social Security, but if you have a disability that's permanent, you can get Social Security as long as you have at least 40 work credits when you file. Okay? I'm back in my insurance days. Okay? A lot of these people are on SSDI. And these creators are sucking these people that are on a fixed limited income to donate to rebroadcasts of someone these creators look up to and want to be like, right? And you folks give them this money because you're feeling a false level of acceptance. You're feeling like you're a part of something, and you really aren't a part of shit. Because these people don't care about you. They don't care about you at all. They really don't. I'm waiting for some people to walk on in here, walk on by. They don't care about you. They don't. You know, it's interesting. We still have 14 people here, not 15 people here, even with a rebroadcast. This is fantastic. So you see, it's starting to come back. And it's going to keep coming back. We're going to keep on fighting. And again, there's no upside to interviewing any of these creators because they don't give a shit about anyone but their pocketbook. It's just like Trump. There's no upside to having a conversation with them or even associating with them. The upside is their audience. That initially, most of it was a part of my audience. Some of it is new. But even the newer audiences these creators have made, these are just average, everyday, innocent people that are going through a lot of issues. A lot of them are mentally ill. A lot of them are on disability, limited fixed income. And they're easy people to convince to donate to shitty content because these creators, they don't want to work otherwise or do something more productive, right? Where they'd have to work a little harder to make that extra money they're seeking, right? You should be ashamed of yourselves for practically, in my opinion, stealing the money of people on disability that are coming to you because they're thinking that you're an outlet for them to rid them of their everyday worries. Yeah, you may be that outlet, but you're not even putting a Band-Aid on the problem. You're making the problem worse. These people are just going somewhere where they're pretend accepted. Their acceptance is pretend. But you lead them to believe otherwise because you want to suck up that Social Security disability insurance, that SSDI from them whenever they can give it to you a few times per month, right? And then these same motherfucking people, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. These same motherfucking people have been saying for years that I'm attacking disabled people. No, you folks are not only attacking disabled people, you're weaponizing disabled people, you're taking their disability money, okay? Yeah, let's talk about, well, I'm not going to mention any names, but there are some disabled people in Canada that donate every now and then. And these people are taking, go ahead. I was trying to pass those people and they were just coming up very fast. Okay. All right. I'm trying to be respectful to the other people. So I'll come a different way. Not a big deal. Please smash the thumbs up and share this out. The 14 people that are here, please just hit the thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up. It's very simple to do so. You're on your phone. Just remove yourself from the chat and hit the thumbs up. Would greatly appreciate that. We had a good amount of thumbs up yesterday because a lot of people agreed with what I was saying about another supposed creator out here from Louisiana. All right? Start getting your final questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in just a few minutes. I'm probably going to come on down to the marina over here. And maybe go as far down where the dog park is at in the palm trees. Oh, there are palm trees everywhere around here. Now, it's funny. That millennial dude has tried to get me on an interview so many times, and all he wants to do is get me on, lead me to believe that it's going to be a reasonable interview, and then he gets paid by Silicone, J.O., Jace, $500 or more to attack me, and he sells out for the fucking money every time over being a real journalist, man. Like, he sell out to garbage every time, dude. And then you're thinking, well, I'm making more money than you. Well, Who gives a shit about the money, dude? I'm more about respect. Eventually, I will out-earn all of you out here on YouTube. There's no doubt about that. I will out-earn all of you, right? And I'm one of the few that still has 2 fully monetized channels because I don't fall for your stupid shit. I don't do dumb shit to the point of where you guys have all gotten removed from the YouTube partner program and even had many channels shut down. And all of you, every single one of you are circumventing, and I'm not. I've never been terminated from YouTube on any channel. I've shut down a channel on my own before that you put a copyright strike on me when I did a show with JB Gunner a while back. That was nothing but truthful about you. I was using a little bit of your content, and then you flagged me down for your wolf image. So you're a fucking hypocrite when you don't want me to take down or anyone else take down your content, yet when we use a little bit of yours, you flag us down. See, that's how like a lot of these MAGA Trump supporters are. They're like, they want it both ways, right? They want shit both ways. And this is why I have no respect for you, dude. And I'm sure in the real world you're a much better person and you're much more reasonable, but on YouTube you're not reasonable, right? You're not reasonable at all. I cannot work with people that are unreasonable. I can't work with people where they want 100% of the upside and the profit and the views and all that, and they're not about collaboration. Like there's nothing to work with there, right? Yet you want to reach out to us and interview us and say, oh, it'll be a fair interview. No, it won't. It never is. That's not your agenda, right? You see, every single person, let's see, have they fixed this yet? I doubt it. Nope, still backwards. Come on, Team YouTube. Every single person that I interview, I promote their channels, and I encourage people, if these people want to meet new people, I connect them with new people. I do something for them, right? I don't just bring them on and try to leverage them for content and super chats and all that, right? I bring them on because I care about them, and so does Don. And we want to create mutually beneficial relationships where it's a win-win. I believe in win-win scenarios, win-win situations, right? Right? And you folks don't. And eventually your audiences will see that one by one, right? You're going to see. And this time around, you see, we've tried to do this in the past. But now, Dawn is much stronger and will just ignore your bullshit, and so am I. I won't take any of your threats, neither will Dawn. We'll ignore your bullshit, right? Right? And we're also much better protected legally with the business, the LLC, the trademarks, all that shit, the copyrights. We're all much more protected now. We did that because people like you are looking to exploit every little thing fucking possible. Just like Donald Trump and Elon Musk are doing to all Americans, including you motherfuckers that voted for these people. They're playing you, right? That's exactly what these creators I've been talking about are doing even to their own audience. They're fucking exploiting you, right? There's no benefit for what they're doing besides their pocketbook. There's no benefit to you. There's no lesson to be learned, right? It's stupid shit, the same old shit. And you folks keep falling for it every fucking day. You keep showing up for the same shit every day, right? You keep showing up for the same shit every single day. At least I do something different every day. And even if I talk about this on occasion, on a regular basis like I have been, I change it up. I have new topics. I got new programs coming. We're going to have different perspectives about this, right? Right? You just wait and see, right? But you folks think about it. You think about the audiences of the rebroadcast. You think about what are you investing your time in and what are you getting out of it? And if you're spending money, where's your value? And what kind of a person does that make you? I don't care if you hate me. What I care about is what value are you getting for yourself with your time and money you're investing? When you could take that money, whatever, if you're giving $20, $50, $100 to these creators over stupid rebroadcasts on the same shit every day, right? You could take that money and donate it to somebody. Let's share one more story before I go. Dawn and I, we were at the CVS earlier, getting her medication, right? Dawn and I have insurance through Anthem Blue Cross, okay? There was a woman there, and I didn't realize this because I was paying attention. I was taking care of Dawn's medication, and Dawn was listening to what was happening at the next window over. And Dawn afterwards told me, I got to tell you what happened over one window over. There was a lady there that is on Medicare. And Medicare covered her prescriptions, but it cost $19. And she couldn't afford to pay the $19. And I told Dawn, I said, look, if you would have said something right then and there, I would have put my car down and paid for her medication. Now, we saw her in the parking lot, but we didn't want to approach her because at that point, you know, somebody would feel like pity and they would probably say no, and we didn't want to make the situation weird. But here's the thing, there are more important things in life. And I'm not sure exactly how, I would have to read the benefits of Medicare. And Don said Medicare. I don't know if it was Medicare, Medi-Cal, but I don't know if their prescriptions were either cheaper and they went up a little bit because of what Trump's been doing in office, or if they used to be fully covered and now you have a copay. I don't know, but something's leading me to believe that this woman, things did change. I heard about it. That's right. There was another person that said one of his inhalers went up to $80, and for asthma or something, and he used to pay like $10 to $15 for it. So yeah, I think what happened to this lady is that, you know, she was probably paying maybe $3 to $5, and now it was like, I think what did Don say, it was $19, and she couldn't afford it, and she couldn't get her medication. It saddened me. It saddened Dawn. It saddened me. These are the types of things we need to focus on bettering. These are the types of things that deserve our time, attention, and money. If you motherfuckers out there that are donating money to this millennial guy or that other woman in Florida for rebroadcasting me and trash talking me, I don't give a fuck if they trash talk me. If you want to donate money to this stupid shit over helping someone that can't afford their medication, and don't come out here and say, well, they put themselves in that position. Well, what if you were in that position? Wouldn't you want the help? Because a lot of you motherfuckers in these hate groups, whenever one of your people has an issue or is struggling, you folks create all these GoFundMes and all that shit, right? So don't come back and say something otherwise in this situation when I'm coming out there and saying you folks would rather donate to drama shit show creators doing the same stupid shit on me every day than giving money to help people that can't afford their medication, even with Medicare. But if you're on Medicare, you're really fucking poor. If you're on Medicare, you are really fucking poor. Your income is below $20,000 a year. How the fuck can you afford to live anywhere, let alone California, for 20 grand a year, yet you motherfuckers want to donate money to these fucking shitheads that are creating fake instigated drama. Fuck you if you're like that. If you're not like that, reach out to me, Elias Melas at genuinenetworkingassociation.org. Emails below in the description. I want to interview you. Pre-recorded. Okay? We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, but if you mention someone's name or last name that I don't want mentioned, those parts will be edited. The context will not be edited, but certain names will be bleeped out and last names will be bleeped out if you're talking about certain people. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. Have a good night, everyone. By the way, Tia, thank you once again for your $50 super thanks. Much love from Don and I on yesterday's comments section of the video. Check out the video from yesterday if you missed it. It was really, really good. About another person we didn't talk about here today. Okay? With that being said, good night, everyone. See you all tomorrow.